Aloha! My name is Darren Lerner, and I am the director of the University of Hawaiʻi Sea Grant College Program, otherwise known as Hawaiʻi Sea Grant. Hawaiʻi Sea Grant supports an innovative program of research, education, and extension services directed toward the improved understanding and stewardship of coastal and marine resources of the state, region, and nation. This is Hawaiʻi Sea Grant podcast number 4, Wave Run-Up.
Aloha, my name is Rachel, and I'm a communications specialist at Hawaiʻi Sea Grant. Welcome to our 321 podcast. This podcast features research supported by Hawaiʻi Sea Grant. Each episode highlights a new project and the people that make that project possible. I'll ask these researchers to define 3 words commonly used in their research, give them 2 minutes to explain how their research benefits communities here in Hawaii, and end by asking them to provide one thing they know about each other than their research. So, 3 words, 2 minutes, and 1 thing. It's a 321 podcast. We're learning about waves and coastal zones in this podcast. Here to share their research are Martin Guiles and graduate fellow Camilla Tognacchini. Let's start by introducing yourselves.
Hi, my name is Martin, and I'm a senior researcher in the Department of Oceanography in the School of Ocean and Earth Science and Technology at the University of Hawaii at Manoa.
Hi, I'm Camilla, and I'm a graduate fellow in the Department of Oceanography.
So, 3 words you use a lot in your research are wave run-up, wave-driven inundation, and forecasts. Can you explain what these words mean?
Wave run-up is the farthest up the beach the water will reach. To estimate wave run-up, we have placed sensors along the coast of West Maui, and we're measuring waves as they come in before and after they break along the reef.
The run-up tells us at what point will we exceed the beach berm. So it's a measure of how far up the beach the water is expected to come.
How about wave-driven inundation?
Wave-driven inundation is separated from other types of inundation like flooding or tsunamis or from storms. We're looking at inundation that happens because of swell and high sea level that comes over the top of the beach berm and can cause, flooding and societal impact. We've identified a specific separate risk that we can now forecast, and that's wave-driven inundation.
Which brings up forecasts. How does that come into it?
We'll be using a wave model to provide live forecasts of wave inundation events for the West Maui residents and community managers.
These forecasts have become available because of the maturation of NOAA's Wave Watch 3 forecast, which provides global swell and very accurate near-term sea level forecasts provided by PAC-IUs. Combining these 2 things allows us to give about a 5 to 6 day prediction ahead of time of how much threat from wave-driven inundation we'll experience on the coastline.
Well, tell me in 2 minutes or less how your research benefits the communities here in Hawaii.
Our forecasts will help the West Maui community better adapt to wave inundation events so that they can prepare.
So for instance, if there's a significant event forecast and you need to protect some structures that are, let's say you're doing construction or you have erosion, you can get sandbags out, you can protect parking lots, you can protect pool areas. It's also a very safety factor oriented thing because with these inundation events you have strong nearshore currents and you'll have full sweeping of the beach face, so it's not safe to go picnic or hang out or even snorkel and surf.
And these inundation events are a safety factor for the West Maui community because they have one road in and out, and this road is often affected by wave inundation events.
Another part of our project, besides providing this very short-term forecast, is that because we're running this model, it allows us to identify areas that are more susceptible to certain types of wave events. So it allows us to pinpoint the real hot spots, and that'll help managers and property owners to be able to know what to expect in the future as sea level rises.
Well, that's a wrap, but before we go, we want to ask you, what's one thing, Martin, that you know about Camilla other than her research?
Camilla is a very enthusiastic person, and I know that when she was a youth, she was a competitive sailor and was actually on a national level team in Italy.
Wow.
With that, I know that sometimes she'd rather be sailing in Tahiti than than doing research here.
What size boats did you sail?
I sailed small boats,
What do you consider small?
like 2-person dinghies.
Oh, okay, that is small. All right.
Yes.
And Camilla, what's one thing you know about Martin other than his research?
So I found out that Martin is a great free diver, and we've had the opportunity to free dive as we did some of our field research on Maui, and I've gotten very interested in free diving and in exploring the deep ocean.
How deep do you free dive?
Usually we stay at the safe level of 10 meters or less, but
10 meters. Oh,
Yeah.
I can dive to 5 meters maybe.
yeah, but that's deeper than I was expecting. That's interesting. Well, stay tuned for our next podcast, and mahalo for listening. Aloha.
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 This Hawaii Sea Grant 321 podcast featured 3 songs: Happiness by bensound.com, Ukulele by bensound.com, and Cute by bensound.com. Find them on iTunes and bensound.com.